It is PZTV product reveal time. Probably one of our favorite days of the year. I mean, that one and reunion, right? So we're so excited. You guys had a great morning, all the consultants out there and some customers as well. But, you know, Tom and I are very passionate about this business and all the people that it helps and supports and the lives that we change. And to Tom's surprise to me, as usual, you know, threw in a real tearjerker of his story, which is so sweet, and I love him for that. And John is so excited to be here, and we're so excited to have him here and all this great information that he's got and successful team building that he's got going on. So that was pretty awesome, and I'm really happy that we had our special consultants here. We've got Katie and Amanda here sharing their stories. They are in the top of the top selling parties, so you're so lucky to get all these tips and tricks from them and be inspired by them. So thank you guys so much for being here. And then Justin Prince, of course, we love his stories, we love his motivation and any skill set that he also gives to all of us. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, we're super excited. It's the catalog. Okay, so we have product reveal starting. And I'm not sure which way I want to go. I think I want to tell you how to shop first, and then we'll get into the fun. So make sure, obviously, you're watching this, which is good. That means you have a tab open. But I want to make sure that you have a second tab open, which is actually your shopping cart. That way, when you're watching the girls show all the cool stuff and a cute new simmer pot, you can just toggle right over to the shopping cart, add to cart, and come back. Now, you also want to make sure you're on the PZTV shopping cart tab, because that is just very convenient for the actual product you're going to see today. But I don't know if you've noticed, the whole catalog is live now, isn't it? It's so exciting. We're very excited. This is one of the biggest catalogs as far as new products go. And we just know that there's something for everybody, all sorts of decorations, all sorts of lifestyles, all sorts of small spots and big spots that you want to put into your home, give as gifts. Options are limitless, so that's pretty cool. Actually, because it is so big, we are doing something a little different, which we have 3 days of shopping. So today we're doing the whole catalog live. If you are part of the rally registration and you bought that I'm So Extra package, which I'm pretty sure a lot of you did, knowing you guys, you're going to want to dig into that now, and you're going to pull out all those samplers because they're going to talk about them. And, you know, Danielle's going to give great descriptors, and you can be smelling in them and go, yeah, I get that, I get that. That's going to help you understand the fragrances that you want to buy. Also, page 11 in your catalog, wait, this one right here, is a full list of the products. So you can just check off things that you love, whether you want to buy them now or save it for later. So you'll want to have that reference. So we've got today's shopping. We're going to start now, and we go to about 3. And then we shop 2 more days. Next Friday at 6 p.m., we're going to come back and do another PZTV Live, talking about soaks and super clean and just add soaks in that category. And then the 3rd day, we're going to come back, which is the following Friday. I believe it's the 19th, 6 p.m. as well. And we're going to talk all about the accessories, simmering lights, accent shades, the little decorating tips, it's just going to be so much fun. We're going to talk about bundles and little value packages and things like that. So you're not going to want to miss any one of these. And that's really about it. So let's not talk anymore. Let's just start shopping. So again, thank you everybody for being here. And I'm so proud and so honored to be able to introduce to you a team that I get the privilege to work with every single day. They're smart, they're creative, they are collaborative, amazing people. Brittany Perry, who is our creative director, and also huge congratulations to her on her new position, International Field Education Specialist. Amazing. Actually, the word international is a pretty good insight, right? But she is going to do incredible things for you guys and for Pink Zebra to kind of take us to a whole nother level. Super excited, so congratulations. We will miss her, but she is not gone. We will be talking to her. And of course, we've got Danielle Richardson, who is our senior fragrance designer. She's incredible, has grown up in the business, and I'm super proud of her and all that she is bringing to a whole nother level of fragrancing. She's going to teach you so much today. Don't miss out. And then Amanda, who's coming all the way from Minnesota. She's a top party girl, and we are just thrilled to have her here. She's going to tell us how she has insight on her parties and how she likes to connect to her customers all around the United States. So without further ado, welcome to the team. Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Hi, I am Brittany. I'm the creative director here at Pink Zebra. I have been with the company for about 5 years, and I can say I truly believe this spring product line is not just one of my favorites personally, but I think the best we've ever had. We have so much stuff, so many new fragrances, so many new accessories, more new imports than we've ever had before. And if you like it even half as much as we do, I strongly suggest you get your notepads out, your credit card's ready. You're gonna wanna buy lots of stuff.
Hi, again, I am Amanda from northern Minnesota. I have a 4-year-old son. I was introduced, I don't think I ever said that when I was introduced to Pink Zebra.
Right.
So I was introduced to Pink Zebra in 2015 by my best friend, Teresa. Hi, Teresa, love you, miss you. And she was awesome. I was able to see some of the things that she was doing with the company. Like when she went to Costa Rica, I was like, ooh.
We were all jealous.
I know, I was like,
We don't
let's
get
go
to
to
go.
Costa Rica. Like, what's going on here? So in 2016, I decided to join. Again, my son was going to be born like a month later, so I wanted to just bring in some extra cash flow, see where it was going to bring me. And this is where it's brought me. It's been an incredible journey. I've met so many new people. I've built so many new relationships, and I'm definitely feeling very blessed. Very blessed.
Well, I know your team loves you. You always talk about how great of a support system you guys all are.
Yes.
So hi everyone, my name is Danielle Richardson and I'm your Senior Product Development Manager, and I do all of your amazing Pink Zebra fragrances.
She does all of them.
But I've grown up with fragrance around me my whole entire life, but really was lucky to join Pink Zebra at corporate office about a little over 2 years ago. But really Pink Zebra for the last 10 years has been a part of my life, watching my parents develop this amazing company. And I'm just truly honored to be a part of this team. I'm so excited to present to you this line. Brittany was not lying. This is a fabulous line, all the accessories and the fragrance, and I cannot wait.
Me neither. So our team spent months curating this product line, trying to figure out what trends we could do this year. So trends can be found anywhere, from international trade shows to even domestic, and even like the grocery store or the mall. Anywhere you go, there's trends and insight and inspiration everywhere. The great thing about Pink Zebra is that we're a direct sales company. So our target market is everyone. So that means that we're able to take all these trends that we see and really incorporate them into products that we have. So this line really does have accessories that can fit any type of home decor, any fragrance kind that you like. You can find something here because we really pulled from everything to make sure we had probably the most largest variety that we've ever had before. So our fragrances are a combination of fruity, sultry, cakey, beachy, you name it, we got it, as far as fragrances, and our home decor as well. Within our home decor, we took really fun trends like pop art and line art and put it on simmer pots. And then we also made some more traditional items that are more neutral for people who don't like to decorate with bright and bold color, but more neutral colors. So we really do have everything for anyone. Like we said, you're gonna love it. But for now, let's start with fragrance.
Let's do it.
I'm so excited.
I know.
It's like hard keeping secrets.
So as Brittany said, we have a little bit of everything. So there's 64 fragrances available to you online in your catalog right now. There are 23 new fragrances and 5 fabulous blend bashes. There's one sitting in front of us right now, and we have 4 others on the side that we're going to talk about. There's 8 fragrances in each blend bash, and we're going to go over each of those fragrances, talk a little bit about them. She's a blending queen because she throws all her parties, so she's going to tell us and help us create blends and help you create blends. So I want to talk about sprinkles. So right here you see is one of our blend bashes, and this is a 16-ounce carton, but there's actually 2 ways that you can purchase, 2 different size ways you can purchase a sprinkle. You have the carton and your jar. So this jar is a 3.75 ounce. It's about 96 hours of use. That's because we recommend 1 ounce per use.
Yes. Per serving.
Per serving. Don't eat them though.
But you can.
But you
They're
can.
non-toxic.
Don't taste very well.
But if you have an absolute favorite and you just want to stock up, go ahead and get your 16-ounce carton because this is worth 4 jars of sprinkles, which is
It's like equivalent to getting a jar for free. So
why not? Why
right, if you
What a
have a
steal.
scent that is absolutely your favorite, you might as well get
Stock
it.
up.
And this is 384 hours. I did the math on that and I was like, holy cow, that's crazy.
Long time.
That is a long time. But other than our sprinkles, at Pink Zebra, we have tons of ways to fragrance. But today we're really just gonna focus in on our sprinkles. But like Kelly had said, next week we're gonna go into our soaks, our super clean. It's our whole nother fragrance line. You're not gonna wanna miss it. But we're gonna focus just on sprinkles today. So how we categorize our sprinkles is in 6 different essence categories. These are your chef's table, wellness, sky and water, farm to market, and I'm missing one, romantic and exotic. So this is a really easy way to shop if you're like, okay, there's 64, that's just kind of crazy, a little overwhelming. You can kind of zone into one that maybe, and do your customers shop like that sometimes? You're like, what kind of fragrances do you like, and maybe bring them to an essence category?
Well, yeah, like the one thing that I always ask my customers is, what type of fragrances do you typically like? Do you typically like fruity? Do you typically like, baking or masculine? And when they tell me what it is that they like, I'll let them know, well, we do have these essence categories
Yes.
like chef's table with all these great scents.
Yeah.
And it really helps them kind of figure out what it is that they at least want to start with
Right,
before they
right.
start expanding their
Exactly.
sprinkle obsession.
Right.
And I love the way that we named our essence categories.
Right.
Just a little bit more fun than what you usually would see. So I'm gonna go over each of the essence category and I'm gonna put one fragrance that is available to you right now attached to it so we can kind of talk a little bit about it. So the first one I'm gonna talk about is your chef's table. It's pretty obvious. This is your savory sweet fragrances, and what I have here is our old-fashioned donut. This is, oh my gosh, a classic donut, glazed sugar and vanilla, super sweet. If you love a good vanilla gourmand fragrance, this one's for you. This is available right now online. All the ones I'm gonna talk about right now are available to you. So next we have in our wellness category, wellness provides a sense of well-being, balance,
Calms you down.
relaxation. I mean, we all could use a little bit of that. And I love this fragrance. This is cactus water. I love this very light kind of sagey green color, just the color gives the tone of
Right.
it,
Of being
Oh
calm.
my gosh. Okay, this is fresh ocean water with aquatic lotus and prickly
I don't want to
pear.
give this back. It smells so good.
I know, we were smelling these the other day. I was like, okay, Brittany, you're done. We gotta move on. No. Okay, so the next category is your farm to market. This is foods in their purest form, very fresh, fresh fruits and veggies. And this is apricot fig. Yum. Apricot combined with notes of fresh fig and hints of fresh
yum.
berry. I love berry fragrances. I think a lot of people love a good berry fragrance. And apricot, it kind of is a little, some people are like, what does an apricot smell like? It's a kind of peachy, just in a little, I think a darker tone. Not so in your face peach. Okay, so next we have sky and water, one of my favorite categories. They're ozonic, earthy, and clean fragrances. And what I have here is our blue skies. Always a favorite for everybody. And when I say earthy, there's 2 different kind of earthies. There's your really deep, mossy, woody earthy, and then there's these light, crisp, earthy notes. And that's where those light, crisp are gonna sit in the sky and water. The other earthy, the mossy, the wood, the heavy ones are gonna sit in a different category.
That one's my favorite.
Yeah, blue skies?
Yes.
Okay, so next we have our botanical gardens, fresh florals, aromatic woods, and a greenery. So this is our wild flowers, another beautiful like lilac-y purple color. Oh, so fresh. This is wildflowers blowing in the wind on a bright, sunny day. I just imagine laying in a big field of flowers and looking up at a beautiful blue sky. It's just so fresh, and it has very light floral notes, not too like in-your-face floral.
Right, I was just actually going to say that it's not an overpowering floral scent. It is a nice light floral scent, so you're not getting like hit with those power.
This would be a good fragrance if you're not sure if you like a floral to maybe try out.
Oh, absolutely.
Because like she said, it's not in-your-face floral.
And that one's actually the cover of the catalog also.
It is,
so
and
the
I
fragrance
love
picture's
the
so
catalog.
pretty.
Yeah, because you have those bright yellow sunflowers in there. It just complements it so good. You're so good at that. You're good at that. Okay, so next we have our romantic and exotic category. I know this is one of Brittany's favorites. I love this one too. These are your sultry, woody, and spicy fragrances. This is where those earthy, heavier wood fragrances would lie instead of in your botanical gardens. They still can lie there, but this has more mixes of ambers and things like that. So what I have is a classic scent, our PZ1. This was a fragrance we had years and years ago, and last fall we were like, you know what? Let's bring PZ1 back. And everyone loved it. We love it. It's this classic cologne scent. Oh my gosh, with notes of geranium, sandalwood, fresh lavender, and coriander.
And this one actually was inspired by CK wine, so that's a really fun twist on, inspiration. Like I said, it can be found anywhere, and this was inspired by a man's cologne, and a lot of men actually love this fragrance.
Yes, and you're so right, inspiration, we almost can't get away from it. We're just trying to have dinner, and we just see something, and we're like, we don't want to think about it, but you can't help it.
You can't help it.
You can't help it.
Well, my two favorite scent categories to mix together is the botanical gardens and the romantic and exotic. I really love how the notes of those scents blend together.
Absolutely.
They blend so well.
And we have a new fragrance that we're going to go over that really is a great combination of that botanical and that romantic. So
I'm excited. Me too.
Okay, so what is a sprinkle? I want to play a quick video from our VP of R&D, David Hogue, and he is a fragrance expert and a scientist behind all Pink Zebra products. He has over 25 years of experience and has been with Pink Zebra since day one. So please welcome David Hogue to the screen for a video.
Ready for
our
the video.
Science video. I got my motorcycle glasses.
Hi, I'm David Hogue, the keeper of all things technical for Pink Zebra products. Today I'd like to talk to you about what makes Pink Zebra fragrances so great. Why does it smell so strong and last so long? It's no accident. Our years of experience developing and making fragrance products have taught us every method we use to ensure fragrance impact. An easy way to remember the methods that we use is the rhyme 23QC. 20 is for our 20-foot rule used to evaluate fragrances. We use a 20 by 20-foot room with 20-foot ceilings to evaluate each fragrance. Each fragrance is evaluated for a total of 3 separate days to test for longevity. We rotate different fragrances each day to keep the evaluator's senses fresh. Strong performance results must be unanimous among all the evaluators. This method does not result in one particular fragrance amount used in every sprinkle. However much it takes is our motto to get each sprinkle to perform. 3 minutes is the amount of time it takes our process to turn liquid wax into solid sprinkles. This is unheard of fast compared to the hours it takes for candles and wax cubes or bricks to cool. This speed to solid sprinkles prevents fragrance loss that results from long cure times. 3 minutes from liquid to solid sprinkles means they're super fresh and strong. That's pretty amazing. QC, quality control, checks are used all along the process to ensure the strongest sprinkles are delivered to you and your customers. We have banned many fragrance ingredients over our years of experience, and the list gets bigger every year as new information is discovered, such as no Crop Watch listed essential oils. Crop Watch fights to protect threatened plant species around the world. Only IFRA-approved ingredients. IFRA is the International Fragrance Association. It's a self-regulatory body of the fragrance industry. No phthalates. Phthalates are hormone disruptors. They have no place in Pink Zebra. No Prop 65 ingredients. State of California list of known carcinogens, not in Pink Zebra. No SARA 313 ingredients, EPA list of chemicals requiring reporting. No diacetyl. This is a buttering flavoring known to cause respiratory problems. QC personnel monitor and report on every batch to ensure no fragrance is overexposed to heat. Covered tanks are state-of-the-art with automatic on-off and temperature limiters. Each lot of sprinkles is day-coated and run in small batches to ensure fresh sprinkles. So remember, 23 QC. The 20-foot rule is the key to our testing standards. 3 minutes is the short amount of time it takes to turn a liquid into a solid sprinkle, ensuring freshness. And QC is for all of our quality ingredients, temperature control, state-of-the-art tanks, and small, fresh batches. Our sprinkles are PZ strong and they last so long, so sprinkle on.
Isn't that just the greatest video?
It's so funny.
I
but
told
it's
you,
good.
he's a true scientist. It reminds me of when in elementary school we'd watch like Bill Nye and the Science Guy. That's like where I'm brought to. But if you want any more of this great information, on the About tab on the Pink Zebra Home website is tons of product information, ingredient information. It has just about everything, and you can go there and get that all.
This has always been a useful tool for me to help customers feel more comfortable about using the products. I, for one, have asthma and allergies, so it's nice knowing that the sprinkles don't have certain chemicals in them. For example, like, what's that word again, lady? Yes, thank you. And that is the chemical that causes respiratory issues. So when I'm melting sprinkles in my house and I know what I'm breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in something that's going to be clean for both me and my son. And that definitely makes it a lot easier to be able to use the products. I would have to say, I think the only scents that really have ever bothered my asthma is probably like the super sugary scents. But then all I do is add in another sprinkle scent to tone down those sugary notes, and
awesome.
I'm completely fine again. Yeah, and it's not like it's been something.
So you're not missing out on anything.
Right, exactly.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, we here at Pink Zebra, we really do know how important being transparent about our ingredients are and what we use in our products. So we take pride in sprinkle formulation being one of the best wax products you can honestly get on the market. When you watch David's video, this soy wax blend we have holds fragrance so well. It's eco-friendly, and it's just fabulous. But also, it is supporting your local communities. So sprinkles have supported American family farmers by using over 10 million pounds of soybeans in production for all of your sprinkle products. That's amazing. Yes. So want to cut to a quick little video about our soybean farmer.
Pink Zebra's purpose is to change the lives of those who experience our products. Sprinkles are made from soft soy, which is our proprietary blend made primarily from soy wax sourced from U.S. soybean farms.
Hi, my name is Ben Long. I'm a farmer from Eastern North Carolina, and I'd like to thank you for using Pink Zebra products and supporting American farm families just like mine.
I love that video.
The end always
It's
gets
so
me.
cute.
Right?
Walking through the field, that's so sweet. So like Amanda had said about with her asthma, when she can just blend 2 fragrances together and then it kind of tones something down and now she's able to use those sweeter fragrances. That is so true to Pink Zebra products, and what makes Pink Zebra so unique is the fact that our sprinkles are blendable. So an unlimited amount, we can't even do the math to count, of how many fragrances you could create by blending together all your sprinkles and making it yours.
Yeah, your fragrance possibilities are absolutely endless.
They really are.
Yeah, and that's what I tell my customers all the time.
Right. And there's no wrong way to blend, which makes
No,
it great.
absolutely
Like you can
not.
mix 2, 3, 5, all of them. Doesn't matter.
So when we blend our fragrances, this is what we call our recipe, and that makes it even more fun because you can name your recipe, so it just makes it that much more unique. And we encourage everyone to do this and make your own exclusive blend because, like Brittany said, there's absolutely no wrong way of doing it. It is truly unique to you. So I want to actually create a little recipe so we can do this together. If you have your I'm So Extra sampler pack, I recommend pulling out some of those fragrances as I am talking about them, like Kelly was saying, and you can kind of check off love, must get now, I'll save for later. I want them all. So what I named my recipe is Sugary Petals, and I used 2 fragrances in your spring catalog, your Flower Girl fragrance and your Sugared Grapefruit. So you may be thinking, where do I start? What if I don't like it? Like, it's a little intimidating. I mean, these things are super tiny, which is great because you can blend them, but like once you blend them, like you're not gonna pick them apart. Yeah, it's always funny because we talk about how when Pink Zebra first started, it was Kelly and Andrea, and they would literally pick apart the sprinkles because to make one jar was absolute hours long. So they were splitting them apart until they figured out a way that they could blend fragrances together before they blended them. So I'm going to share that with you today so you don't have to do that. So if I have my 2 jars, so these are the 2 fragrances I'm going to use, I just hold them together, go back and forth. I love it. And you're able to smell your blend before you actually blend it together.
I like that.
So, but again, there's absolutely no wrong way of blending your sprinkles. Like, it will always smell good no matter what.
Right.
So when using sprinkles, you always want to use 3 capfuls, and that's the equivalent of 1 ounce, which is what David was saying is what we use to test here, and that's how we approve a fragrance. So I'm going to actually start here with 3 capfuls of my Flower Girl fragrance right here in my Cinepot. Thank you. This is nice.
Here, my man.
Okay, 3. And gotta love the soy wax, you know, it kind of sometimes gets a little stuck together, but that's okay. Okay, so I started with my 3 capfuls of Flower Girl, and I just love this fragrance. It has these great jasmine and rose notes, but there's something about a jasmine that makes it very fresh and smooth. And the floral in here is not, you know, this.
It's not too floral-y.
Floral-y.
Right.
I don't know. It's nice. It's very smooth. So I started with this one, so that means I have the right amount to just go ahead and start burning, but that's no fun. So I'm gonna add in my second fragrance, which is your sugared grapefruit. This is I love this fragrance. It's so like awakening. So striking bright fruit with a tangy sweet topped with berries and sugar.
This one's so good. It's not just straight grapefruit. It has like
We were talking about
sweetness.
grapefruit earlier. So yeah, we're not that big of grapefruit people, but
Right, but because it has like those light sugar notes, it's sugar and citrus rolled into one,
Yeah,
and
right.
it just
and you
makes
said
a
earlier
fabulous
like
scent.
it's not sugary, like where it takes away from it being like a really good fruity fragrance.
exactly.
Okay, so I think I want mostly a base of this Flower Girl. So because I started with the 3 capfuls, I have the right amount to start burning, but I'm gonna go ahead and just sprinkle in. Look how pretty those.
Sprinkle a little sprinkles.
Sprinkle some sprinkles. I didn't even mean to do that. Okay, so Amanda's here mixing this up. And look how pretty those colors are. I love it.
I know.
Okay, let's give that a little smell. Is it good? Oh,
Smells
wow. I love it.
Oh
And
wow,
these
that's
are,
nice.
These are 2 scents I would have never guessed to.
That smells good.
mixed together.
Okay, let's turn that baby on. I want to start smelling. It's a record.
Let me have the honors there.
Let me have the honors there. So again, this is just what makes our products so unique, is because they are blendable. So fun. Okay, so there are over 4,000 raw materials available to create a fragrance, and 800 of those are extracted from nature, so such as flowers, woods, fruits, and then the other remaining are synthetically produced, which sometimes gets a bad connotation, and it truly is not. I mean, there's some things that to get the fragrance notes you're wanting cannot come from nature. I mean, how do you extract water smells and air smells? And also, if all we did was depend on nature, we'd be over-harvesting, harming nature. So collectively, with your raw materials and your synthetic ingredients, like, you're creating these amazing fragrances. You need a little bit of both, right?
Mix it up.
Okay, so this is the fun part. All of our fragrances include essential and natural oils around the world, but this season we really wanted to focus in on one, and we partnered with a family-owned U.S. farmer to showcase their oil. So I am very proud to announce our newest concept, our Farm to Fragrance. So like I said, this season we partnered with a family-owned U.S. soybean, or family-owned U.S. farmer, and this is Western Farms, and we created the first ever Farm to Fragrance, our seasonal spotlight Morning Mint. Last year we traveled to Idaho and we visited Western Farms, and seeing the process of growing the mint, harvesting, distilling it, and becoming an oil, and then into a jar of sprinkles was just like absolutely amazing. You know, usually, you know, we're just working with the oil and then it goes into the sprinkle, but to be walking through the mint field and seeing this family and like all the hard work they do, it just brought it to a whole different kind of level. But
that would have been really fun to be able to see.
I know. Yeah. And we are going to be able to see it. I want to click to a fun video of our trip visiting Western Farms.
Pink Zebra wants you to be confident and proud of the home fragrance products that you use. Being transparent about the quality and origin of our ingredients is the motivation behind our newest concept, Farm to Fragrance. By partnering with local farms to source our fragrance oil, Pink Zebra is supporting local communities. This season, we partnered with Western Farms in Caldwell, Idaho, owned and operated by Joe Weitz and his family. Has your family always been in mint, or did they do other farming before they started mint?
My grandfather came here about 80 to 90 years ago, and he was in the produce business in Los Angeles. And so he kind of fell in love with the area and then sold his produce business in Los Angeles and moved up here and started farming. And they actually grew lettuce here back in those days also. And then, when I started farming, we were still growing potatoes, more for processors, the Simplots and Ore-Ida. And then about 20 years ago, the potato industry was kind of going in a different direction. It was going more towards bigger growers and bigger areas. You had to be a really big grower. All the equipment's big, the land was big. It was an economy of scale in the potato business. In this area here, we have a lot of small fields, and we just didn't have the economy of scale to really compete in the potato business. But in the mint business, it's easier to have a 20-acre field here and a 15-acre field there. It's a different irrigation, and so it just worked for us better that way.
How many people does Western Farms employ when you're doing your mint harvesting?
We have about 12 full-time workers, and then we'll hire 2 or 3 more for harvest. We try to keep the same workers for a long time. We've had workers for 20, 30 years that have worked for us. And,
so you're pretty close with them and their families?
Yeah, very close, and we don't like the turnover. We like the guys that really know what they're doing. They're very well trained. Like today, we've been with you guys, and the mint harvest is going, and everybody knows their job. It's very smooth, and everybody just, does a great job, and
knows what they're doing.
Who knows what they're doing, that's right. And being a progressive farm, we have 2 lady truck drivers, and
Oh, very cool.
they do a great job. Their husbands both work for the farm, and so they're able to make some extra money. And
So it's like you're employing full families.
Yeah.
Well, and I think that's kind of like what's similar with Western Farms and Pink Zebra, because I mean, you have your daughter, like Olivia, who is here with you too, working sometimes. Was it your brother?
Yeah, my brother
that works
was running,
here? So
managing
it's
still.
very family oriented.
Right.
And, a lot of those values are shared.
Yeah.
Learning about the origin and process of our essential oils helps and inspires us to develop new fragrances all the time. During our visit, Joe walked us through the process.
So the mint is cut and dries in the field for 2 or 3 days, depending on the weather.
And you were explaining with the mint that when it's harvested earlier, the mint is sweeter.
Yeah, or it's not as harsh. It's just is sweeter, and then the old, more mature mint is more is stronger, has more of a bite to it. In the field, it's chopped into the mint tubs. The tubs are taken to the distillery, and they are hooked up to a steam line. There's steam pipes in the bottom of each tub, so that the steam comes up through the trailer, the tub, and goes into the distillery. The steam is condensed back to a liquid, and then it goes through the separating cans, and the oil is separated from the water.
And then put into those drums.
And put into the 55-gallon drums.
And to have small, or just have companies like Pink Zebra come, meet each other face to face, really we were walking through your fields, really seeing where it's coming from and making that relationship.
Yeah, and then that's right. Then when you call, I know who you are, and they say, oh, we want a certain amount of oil, or we're looking for some sweeter oil or some less mature oil. You just know who you're dealing with.
You can come in, smell your different samples, and make it kind of unique to what you're looking for.
Exactly what you. So every as we harvest, all the drums all have a serial number, and you take the sample and you say, you could sample 50 drums and say, I want this drum.
Can you tell me a little bit about Caldwell, which is kind of where Western Farms is located, and how maybe you guys interact with the community a little bit?
Yeah, our farm is definitely, we support the community and the schools and all the parts we have to buy, all the companies that work on trucks, and so yeah, it just seems like we spend about as much as we make on just keeping everything going. So
right, but putting it back into your community.
That's right, for sure. Yeah,
everything come from here.
Yeah.
Walking through the mint fields was amazing. Seeing and smelling the acres of fresh green mint helped inspire one of our newest fragrances, Morning Mint. Knowing exactly where the essential oil came from and how it was processed helped us design the perfect mint fragrance.
So what does it mean to you when you get to see the end product to know that it came from your mint harvest?
Well, I think that's the real rewarding thing about the mint industry. It's not just a commodity. You're not just growing and taking the truck in and dumping it off.
Right.
We're growing a really nice product, and then you take it from there and make something out of it.
Yeah. And with Pink Zebra, I think that trickles down to consultants, because we have people selling our product too. Yeah. You're changing their lives just as much. Because they can support their families, and they're supporting their communities by going to farmers markets and selling this product and stuff. So,
But yeah, and I'd just like to say that it's so great that we really appreciate Pink Zebra taking the time to come out to
we appreciate
see us.
You guys. Everything you guys are doing here is amazing, and we're super excited to be partnering with you guys and using your mint oil. Can't wait to send you some sprinkles.
Great, yeah.
for you guys to burn.
That's
really,
great.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I love that video. I really can see myself using that video in my Facebook party, so that way my customers kind of have a little bit of a inside scoop of how you get those fragrances into the sprinkles.
You really don't realize how much goes into it. You just all of a sudden have a sprinkle in your hand, but there's more than just us even making it. Like you just saw, there's Joe and Olivia and their whole family working to create just one ingredient out of, some fragrances have hundreds,
Hundreds,
50s,
yeah.
and 50 of ingredients. So it's just insane. And this was truly one of the greatest learning experiences. I was so honored to be able to be a part of creating this, and it was so inspirational to know the impact you have on just a single jar of sprinkles or a single carton is amazing, and it just takes a bigger team than I ever realized. And this visit to Western Farms was not only just a business trip for us to go visit them and talk business. We ended up at their family-owned winery with Joe, his daughter, both of his daughters actually, but his daughter Olivia actually works there with him, and we just all night chit-chatting, like
So much fun.
so much fun. And it was just so true, I think, to the culture of this company. Like, you know, we are truly a family. Like the relationships that you have is just great. And to know that now we have those relationships with people who are providing ingredients that go into our product is just a whole nother level, and it's just amazing to be a part of.
It is.
I completely agree 100% that we are truly a family here at Pink Zebra. And I do owe, you know, I thank Tom and Kelly for that, because they are so personable, and you can tell that they really truly do care for all of us. I know that, you know, for me, I've met so many wonderful people since being with Pink Zebra. For example, Heather and Dave. Heather is another consultant that is with Pink Zebra. The first time I met her was at the airport. We were getting ready to go to Ireland. We both had won, or not won, but we both had earned the incentive trip. And it was her and her husband, Dave. We became like immediate friends. And now Heather and I talk almost every day. You know, we FaceTime all the time.
Did you know it was her when you were at the airport, or did you just
meet there?
No, because we're both Heather and I are on Teresa's team. And so, you know, Teresa knew Heather very well, but I had never really met her at all. I'd seen her a couple times at rally and stuff, but we never really talked. And so being on that trip together, we really did bond. And
amazing.
Yeah, so now we FaceTime and we're like, I just need 5 minutes to talk to you. And then an hour later,
that's how it always goes.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And same with my customers. It's building those, or, you know, making those bonds with my customers and stuff. And we have such a great time on my VIP page where we're laughing all the time. And, you know, I thank Pink Zebra for that. I am truly blessed. Like, I just...
We're all blessed. I can for sure say the same thing from a corporate side too. You know, the one thing I love about Pink Zebra is that our culture really does trickle down to everywhere. We're not just home office and consultants. We're one big family. A lot of us talk to our consultant friends a lot. I talk to one of our consultants quite frequently, Carrie Ann. We're very close, and she actually lives in Ohio near my family. So last year when my grandpa died, I flew up there to go to his funeral. Obviously, it was an awful day for me, but I was there to support my family. And I looked up, I was bawling in the pew of the church, and I look up, and Carrie Ann's right there with a card and these pretty wind chimes.
I literally
she had
get
brought for
goosebumps
me.
every time
I was like,
hear
I just
this
have
It was
story.
so sweet. So love you, Carrie Ann, if you're watching. But you know, really, our consultants, we're really one big happy family. It's not home office and consultants.
Not at all.
Consultants and tiers of consultants or separate teams. We're just a big happy zebra family. So
and
I love that.
We're all there to be able to like lift each other up
Right.
and support
Oh,
each other.
absolutely. And that's what I'm so excited about our Farm to Fragrance, that we now can
It's the same
connect.
thing.
It's the same thing, and we just
Right.
never have done it, and now we are. And to be there and in Idaho with Joe and Olivia, like really just me and Brittany, me and this one, we're at the winery, and we were just like kind of amazed, like wow, like
Right. It was amazing.
this is truly the culture of Pink Zebra, and everyone who joins it, you have to kind of have that in you, because it's hard to not be attracted to it when, you know, just being a part of that. So I bought all of us a jar of morning mint.
Ooh.
And before we smell it,
Open
so I want to talk about a fragrance note, because I'm going to be using it a lot throughout the presentation. And what a fragrance note is the characteristic that makes up a fragrance. And it's a way you describe a note. So something you could describe is it's fruity, it's sweet, maybe it's a little dry. And some of them are very self-explanatory because it correlates to the way you would taste something, but there's a few that are a little bit like, how would you know, what does that mean? And as we go through it, if I say it, I'll stop and we can kind of talk about it a little bit. But within a note, there's a top, middle, and a bottom note. And that is really talking about the life of the fragrance. So when you first smell the initial smell of a jar, okay, you guys can smell.
We had to wait.
Y'all are like, you're gonna smell that right in front of you. We can't. Rude. So that's what you would consider. This is a cold throw. So this is before your fragrance is obviously warmed in your simmer pot. And this is the top note. And then you have your middle and your bottom note. And that is just the longevity of it from hours and days after use. So I want to do a little activity. So if you're out there and have your morning mint from the I'm So Extra pack, pull it out and we can do this little activity together. If you don't have it, it's totally okay. You can write down kind of how we're doing it. And when you do get your jar, you can do it with us. Okay, so this morning mint is dewy, fresh morning air, swirling notes of crisp mint leaves. Okay, so on your top note, so that's the initial smell, is this airy and fresh with very, very slight orange rind, but it's really nice with that mint because it kind of just lifts it up and freshens it. And this is, the top note is typically where a lot of your citruses are gonna hang out in. And then your middle note is a eucalyptus mint and a very, very light earthy note. And remember how I was talking about earthy being you could go heavy, mossy, earthy, and then you could go a little bit lighter and fresh and crisp. That's kind of where you can smell that. It's a little fresh, but you can smell the green in it.
Oh, absolutely.
And then your bottom note, sometimes we call it a base note, is blonde wood. And what blonde wood is, it's this sweet, like citrus scent that lingers after you cut wood. And I don't want to confuse and say that this has any like woody notes because I don't. It really is kind of a minty, fresh, kind of very light citrus. But the base note is so important because it gives that fragrance that longevity and just that base to make it just last super long and you know, make it a whole rounded fragrance.
Right. When smelling this, I am brought right back to Western Farms. It's so crazy. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I had never been to a farm before.
Oh my gosh.
So I had no clue what to expect. But I can say it was the most beautiful place. Like, it was so pretty. The air was so clean. The skies was beautiful. And the views looked like they were from a picture.
It was amazing.
It was amazing. But what's really interesting about this mint is that it's not your peppermint fragrance. It's more of a fresh, clean mint. So for those of you who don't have the fragrance to think of in front of you to smell along with, it's not peppermint at all.
Yeah,
it's cleaner mint.
I actually have a jar of this peppermint. If you want to smell, I mean, this peppermint's amazing, but it is peppermint, and then compared to this mint, it's just so much more.
It's very different.
Subtle.
It's very. It has that like a little bit of mint with
don't-
the earth and just a tad of that citrus. It all really complements each other so well.
But don't get me wrong, I do
I
like
like
this peppermint too, but the mint is very, very nice.
Well, you know, I actually think that this morning mint would be a great addition to the sugary petals.
Do it. Yes. Do it. I love it. See, now you have almost a whole new fragrance.
Can't wait for that to melt. And
That's so
be able to
crazy.
Smell that.
We'll smell it in a little bit.
We'll smell it in a little bit. It really, you can add to a fragrance and just completely change. Like, you know, we started with something, maybe, you know, an hour later, want to be like, you know what, maybe I'm going to add a little bit of this in it. And then you change the fragrance up. So, okay, so here at Pink Zebra, we have many different fragrance programs that allows you to explore so many different exclusive fragrance. And what we're talking about today is what we consider our core fragrance. These are our catalog fragrances, the fragrances available to you this season we're in, so your spring and summer. Another program we have is our Paisley Pick program, and this is an exclusive monthly fragrance that for your customers, and you can get this Paisley's Pick in a sprinkle or a soak, or you host a party for that month and you get that fabulous host VIP box you see on the right of your screen. You have that inside of it has your jar and your soaks, and then it has 3 exclusive products. Like, you cannot get these products anywhere else, and especially not in this fragrance. But it has your lotion, which is amazing lotion. It has so many different shea butters and vitamin, minerals, essential oils. It's fabulous. And then your Super Clean soap, which is an antibacterial soap. And then your Go Card pack that you can use with your soaks to fragrance on the go. So a great little box. But It is an exclusive fragrance only available for a month. But I want to back up just a bit and talk about the life of a Paisley's Pick. So you see on the far left screen is your Club Pink. That is a consultant-based program, and you get into Club Pink as a consultant. You get this Paisley's Pick a month before it becomes available to your customers and really the rest of the world. So, of course, that's a benefit to you, because what you can do is pass out your samples, engage your customers, they fall in love, and then, you know, you're set for next month because they already know what they want.
Right. I love Club Pink. It's so exciting to be able to smell an exclusive scent before it's available to all the customers. I know, like with my blend bash parties, which is something we'll be talking about very soon, so excited. I offer a sample of the Club Pink to my customers that do get into the blend bash parties, and then that way it gives them opportunity to be able to smell, you know, that exclusive scent that's going to roll out the next month, get them excited, give them a chance to book a party with me, so that way they can try to get in on getting that host VIP box.
Right, and a great thing to do as a consultant too is to go to your back office and buy our sampler bags so you can use it to fill with your Club Pink every month. And these are great because you can write on them with a Sharpie and then pass them out to your VIP customers.
Yeah.
I do love these bags because they're resealable. So you know when your customers, if you mail it to them, it's going to be super fresh when they get it. So as I said, Paisley's Picks are exclusive and they're only available for a month. But sometimes they're just too fabulous to let go, and they have to make a reappearance. In this catalog, we actually have 2 Paisley's Picks that came back. You have your sugar grapefruit, which is the one that we added in our sugary petals recipe. Look how fabulous that picture is. I just love that really bright, like pink with a marble. And then we have our Mediterranean Coast, which was another hit from last year. This is a March Paisley's Pick from last year, and it is a sea salt air swirling with aromas of sandalwood and vetiver. And I just think I should be on that boat, and I think you guys should be with me.
I think we gotta go. It's for some trending.
Oh my gosh, smells
so good.
So nice.
I also love that with the fact that we have brought back Paisley Pick scents, like for example, Fireside Vanilla.
Oh, love Fireside.
I remember when I first smelled Fireside Vanilla, I was like, I could probably bathe in this scent. It's so
People
good.
do.
Right, I completely believe it. And now it's a great staple scent that has been in the catalog.
It definitely is a staple. If you're gonna, think about buying something today, like there's no shot. Everybody loves Fireside Vanilla. It's so amazing.
That's great. So that's one program that we have, but we also have another program called Scent Flirt, and that is more of a customer-based program, but it's so great that a lot of our consultants buy it too. I'm gonna copy that picture when the camera comes back. Here it is! So Scent Flirt really is great because every month we curate these pouches that when they come to your house, you get an assortment of new product, exclusive product. So if you like trying multiple types of fragrances, every month we send you something. A lot of our consultants call this their happy mail. Isn't that funny?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I know, like with this month's Scent Flirt, it was so awesome. What a great surprise for everyone to be able to smell some of those scents that are new in the catalog before they were able to come out. I know with my customers, with their Scent Flirt, they love to be able to take a picture of it. I mean, it could be just of the package or of the box that the Scent Flirt comes in.
Right.
Because they're so excited that they got something new and exclusive. And because of that, I typically do get 2 or more Scent Flirt subscribers, because they want that excitement as well.
Right. Yeah, so another great thing about as a consultant, like you were saying, if you have lots of customers buy Scent Flirt every month, you're automatically hitting your sales volume goals by having Scent Flirt customers. So it's great for consultants and customers too, which we love.
Yes, absolutely.
Were you telling me that this last month, because of what was in it, you got a bunch of new Scent Flirt subscribers?
I did.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
It was a good one.
If you are in Scent Flirt this month, we actually sent you guys some sneak peeks of this catalog. So if you're a customer and you have Scent Flirt, go ahead and grab your Scent Flirt pouch actually, because you are able to go along and smell some of the fragrances with us.
All the new ones. Not all of them, but a lot of the new ones. So earlier I was talking about we were going to get into simmer pots. So
How to use your sprinkles.
how to use your sprinkles. So in front of us, you see we have our wood grain simmer pot, which has our sugary petals recipe in it. And this is one way that you can melt your sprinkles. So I want to go to a quick video that's going to explain how to use the simmer pot.
I love this video because it shows how you are able to use a simmer pot. It's really easy peasy, you know, just put your sprinkles in the dish and you're able to turn it on.
And how cute the little paisley.
Oh yeah, the paisley head that is on it.
I love
Absolutely.
it. Little touches like that, you know?
Yes.
Little surprise paisley when you turn over your pot that you think you're going to throw away and then she's too cute. You're like, maybe I'll keep
Maybe I'll
this.
keep
So the next product that we have that you can warm your sprinkles in is our simmering light, and this is a unique product to Pink Zebra. There's nothing like it on the market, so let's click to a quick video to watch how to use a simmering light.
You know, when it comes time to changing out your fragrances, there are two ways that you're able to use. So the first method is to, you know, like it had shown in the video, where you
Let it
turn,
cool.
yeah, turn your warmer off. You let the dish cool. You can put the dish in the freezer for about 5 minutes, and then the wax will pop right out. The second way that you are able to change out your sprinkles, and this is personally my favorite way, is you just drop a couple cotton balls into the dish, let the wax soak right up into the cotton balls. And the reason why this is my favorite is because I will save the cotton balls and then I bring them camping with me because they do make great fire starters.
What?
Yes, and then of course your fire smells good. I'm not even lying on that. You can smell the fragrance coming from the fire.
Because I don't use the cotton balls. I do the freezer thing, but that's cool.
Oh, yeah.
I'll have to try that. And that's very instant gratification. You know, like you don't have to wait for your dish to cool. You can just soak it on up,
Right.
and pop some new fragrance.
Yeah,
in
and then
there.
you're not even wasting that cotton ball really, because you're.
There you go. Yeah. So that is our simmer pots, our simmering lights, but we have so much more. So let's kick it off to our happy thoughts.
We are. So the Happy Thoughts collection is one of my favorite collections because it really is so much more. Like we say, we're really proud of our products with purpose, and this truly is a product that the purpose is amazing. Our Happy Thoughts collection has simmer pots that are assembled right here in the USA. So every time you buy a Happy Thought simmer pot, you are providing someone with a job. They're great gifts for yourself, great gifts for friends, and of course they're a simmer pot, so they're a great starter item for a new customer too. Should we look at some of our new ones?
I'm so excited
I
to
am
look at the new ones.
Okay, so our first new Happy Thought simmer pot is our Where Flowers Bloom Happy Thought simmer pot. This simmer pot is beautiful colors, super bright and fun, and then the saying on it, where flowers bloom, so does hope, is just so inspirational.
It really is, and I feel like this would be a great simmer pot for, you know, if for somebody that has like a screened-in porch.
Right.
So, because when you first walk in, you're able to see like those bright colors of the
Right.
flowers and stuff.
It makes you happy.
Yes.
Makes me happy. Our second new Happy Thought simmer pot is our Start Each Day Happy Thoughts. This one is a little bit more modern. It features just white and black coloring, which has really been a trend, I would say, about the last year or so, with the saying, start each day with a grateful heart. And you can't really see it, but up close, all these are little flowers. So again, more of a modern design with a little bit of a feminine touch on there.
This simmer pot is my favorite just because of the saying on it, start each day with a grateful heart, because that's, I know it may sound a little corny, but that's how I start my days, is I am so grateful.
Me too, me too. Our next new Happy Thought Simmer Pot is our Dog Mom. Okay, this one is one of my favorites. Everyone who knows me knows I am obsessed with Parker. He's just so cute. He's my dog. But this is our Dog Mom Simmer Pot. It has the cutest little cartoon dogs all around it, and there's lots of different breeds too. So no matter what kind of dog you have, you will love this one. And a great thing about this is that it is a neutral color scheme, so it can match anything, but I can for sure see people putting this in the kitchen next to like the dog treat bowl.
Oh yeah, I know that I'm gonna have some customers like Sarah and Melissa that are gonna be super excited for this simmer pot.
Right.
Because I mean, Sarah, she's done dog rescue in the past, and I know she really does have a passion for dogs, so she's gonna totally snag this up.
That's so cute. Okay, so for our last Happy Thought Simmer Pot, we had to again make this one really fun. This is our Live a Colorful Life Happy Thought Simmer Pot. So tie-dye is also something that's been trending the last year or so. So you can see all of that fun tie-dye color with, of course, the saying, live a colorful life. This one, I would say for sure, can go into a teenager's room.
Oh yeah, that's where I could see it, is definitely in a teenager's room, just because of all like the bright, vibrant colors. It, you know, and it meshes so well together.
Right.
That would be
everything.
the right, yeah.
So we have 4 new Happy Thoughts, but we also have new blend bashes that we're gonna go over. So a blend bash is exactly what it sounds like. It is a party in a box. So when we were researching how to make our home party more fun, we traveled all over to go to different direct sales parties. We didn't want your traditional boring party. We wanted something really fun and interactive. So from that, we developed the blend bash. Your blend bash comes with 8 cartons of sprinkles that really allows for you to blend your own recipe like Danielle was saying, but makes it really fun and interactive too. This was created as an in-person event, but the great thing is with our products, you can use them different ways. So a lot of people use the blend bash virtual, like you were saying.
Yeah, for me, I do all my blend bash parties virtual, just because I do have customers that are all over the United States. So of course it's gonna be a little bit easier than trying to invite them into my home.
Right.
So when you do have a blend bash party, what you do is you order a bash box, which is this cute pink little box right here.
That's so cute.
Yes, let's go ahead and set this.
Open it up so we can see
Yes, so we can
it.
see everything that's in
Move the
here.
stuff away.
Got
There
that
we
one?
go.
Perfect. So with this bash box, it is $28 plus tax, free shipping. I know, free shipping, always a perk. And then inside the bash box, when you order your bash box, you're almost getting like that instant gratification, because it does come with some samples in it. Comes, 1 ounce samples, which is the suggested amount to use in your warmers. So
It's a full serving size.
yeah, exactly. So I mean, definitely a nice size. And you're able to then like mix and melt those sprinkles. And I don't know about you, but being able to do something like that would get me really excited to be able to go to the party, or being able to pick out the recipes that I want to use for mixing.
Right.
So inside the bash box, what you get is this note card, which for me, I think really helps explain to somebody about the bash box, about the sprinkles, especially if they are new with using Pink Zebra, new with being, a blend bash customer. And
right. It talks about the product. So if you're a new customer, it tells you exactly how to use it. Then you get insight to some of our samples from the blend bash that you're going to. So it's like a sneak peek, like you said.
Absolutely. And then you also get a pink scoop, which I'm so glad that Pink Zebra started putting the scoops in the bash boxes, because I always had customers asking me for those.
Right.
So I love that it has that. And then you also get a pre-soak go card.
Which is my favorite.
Yes.
I throw those in my car.
There we go. You get the pre-soak go card. And this one is Juicy Orange Air Care.
Ooh, that's good.
And then you also get 3 samples.
Wow.
And again, these samples are 1 ounce, and such a good size. So, and you are able to use these right away. You also get the 3 blending bags. So much comes in these bash boxes. You also get the 3 blending bags, and these are what you are able to mix and create your fragrances from the blend bash party, because you do have all these wonderful sprinkle scents. And so you know, you're able to just have fun. And again, like, you know, create some of those fragrances that you're thinking, you know, I really would love something that's going to be clean, but I also want like a little fruit notes to it or something. You have that option to be able to do that with this Blend Bash box.
Another great thing about the Bash box is that when you buy it as a customer, you have a chance to add on a simmer pot that not only gives you instant gratification when you receive your order, but also gets you to free shipping, which I know everyone loves.
Yes.
So should we look at our new ones?
Yes.
So on your simmer pot drop down, I'm going to show you some new ones that you have. Your first new one is your bold blue simmer pot. This is such a pretty simmer pot at a $28 price point. It has very contemporary coloring with the navy blue and the embossed lines placed against a clean white background. Just make it look so pretty and simple. But then we added that orange pop color to make it a little bit more contemporary.
I love this simmer pot. I can see it at like any lake home or beach home, or if you have like something like that themed in your house.
Right.
Having this and it going very, very well with it.
It's really pretty. Yeah. Our next new simmer pot is our gray speckled simmer pot. This is another great starter simmer pot at a $28 price point. It's a neutral color, so it'll, again, match any color scheme, but it has white speckles that give it that little bit of a country feel.
Oh yeah, it helps, you know, give it a little bit of a pop.
Right.
Which I really like.
It's really pretty. Our next one is a little bit more boho, but I love it. This is our cactus simmer pot. The first thing I want to call out before we go into more of the details is just the size of this one. You'll see that it's a little bigger, and it's also a 3-piece set, so it has a lid, which allows you to control the fragrance throw. So you can either keep the lid on for less of a fragrance throw or take the lid off for more of a fragrance throw.
This is, to me, is so cool because of like the texture that's on it. It's,
right.
You know, kind of like that. What would?
It's embossed and it has texture, so it's different than our other ones.
Yeah.
And it's hand painted too, which is great.
It is. Makes it so unique.
Right. Our next one is our wood grain simmer pot. Now this one has been in the catalog for a while, but it's such a great seller. We keep bringing it back. I think it's just a really great neutral starter piece.
I couldn't agree more. I know when I have like male customers asking me what they could use for a simmer pot, of course, you know, they may not want to have something that is, you know, too girly or whatever.
Right.
So with the wood grain, it is something that is neutral, and it will pretty much go with anything that you have in your house.
Right. Our next new neutral sort of simmer pot is our dog simmer pot. Another one great for our dog lovers, but this one's a smaller one. So again, if you can see on camera all 3 sizes that we have. Our cactus is a little bigger, our wood grain is our standard size, and then the dog simmer pot's a little smaller.
What I think is great is that you're able to see all the different sizes with this simmer pot. So I know for me, when I'm going to buy something, whether it is a home decor piece or a warmer, I always imagine, where am I going to put this in my house? So being able to see all these different sizes kind of gives you an idea of, you know, the space that you're going to want to put it in.
Right. And this one has, again, some texture on the bottom, but then the top has what we call line art. So it's black, fine lines against a clean white background, and of course, the cute little doggies.
Yes.
Our next one is our cupcake simmer pot. This is another 3-piece set. This one is just ready for the party, but I can for sure see this one going in a little girl's room.
Oh, yes, it would be absolutely darling in a little girl's room.
So cute. Now, speaking of little girls, we can't forget about our little boys. So for the little boys' room, I can see the sneaker. How adorable is that?
The sneaker is, you know, when you're seeing it in the catalog, it's one of those things where you just can't see the actual beauty of the simmer pot in the catalog until you get it in person. I mean, it has that nice texture. This is a real shoelace. You could change out the shoelace on it.
You know what I would do? I would literally take out the shoelace and put a cheetah shoelace.
I can see you doing that 100%.
I would do that. It's just so cute. Again, like Amanda was saying, this one is one that it really is hard to see all the texture online and in the catalog. But if you look at it in person, you can really see all these lines. Again, all this is all hand molded with our ceramic and then hand painted. So you're getting great quality pieces no matter what product you buy from Pink Zebra.
Oh, absolutely.
And we have one more simmer pot available as our drop down when you buy a Bash box, and that is the White Owl simmer pot. Now this one, it looks very simple, but it truly is not. It is such a beautiful piece. The ceramic was made to resemble an owl, so it has all this great feather detail, these adorable little eyes, and a beak. Like, how cute is that?
How many of you are excited for this one? I love this simmer pot. I love the detail work that is in it with showing the feathers.
Right.
I've had customers asking me all the time, like, are you ever going to get anything that's, kind of, with that owl decor?
Right.
And so now that we have this,
Your owl customers are happy.
yes, they're going to be very happy.
So remember, when you buy a bash box, all of these are going to be available for you to buy on with the discounted price when you buy your bash box. So that's really exciting.
It is exciting.
So now we are going to talk about our blend bash. So let's head over back to Danielle.
So again, this spring we have 64 fragrances and 23 new, 5 blend bashes, and we are going to dive into our Let's Celebrate blend bash. So did someone say sugar? It's time to celebrate. Calories don't count when you're having fun, and that is so true.
Thank goodness.
Right? We're going to go have fun after this and just indulge in some food and drinks. So there are 5 new fragrances out of your 8 in this, and we're going to go over them and make up some fun blends. So let's get started. So I brought you a scoop too, so we can kind of both smell at the same time.
Okay, perfect.
Because sometimes I like hold it and I don't realize I'm not sharing. I should work on that. Okay, so our first one is our banana bread. Oh, so yum. I love banana fragrances. This is bread baked with bananas, vanilla extract, brown sugar, and molasses. It's truly a banana bread. Like, you walk into a home, like, and it's all you're smelling is banana bread cooking in the oven. Okay, next we have our Flower Girl, which you guys are aware of that one because we use this in our Sugar Petals recipe. Oh, so good. It's a very sweet, subtle floral with the jasmine and the rose. So the sugar grapefruit that we actually used in our Sugary Petals recipe is not included in a blend bash. So there's 24 top-selling seasonal returning favorite fragrances that are not in one of these blend bashes, but they're available online. But that Flower Girl will blend so well with some of these other ones, so don't worry that the sugar grapefruit's not in here.
Right. Well, and when I have my blend bash parties, I actually will include extra cartons into it. So, if I did this blend bash, I probably would include sugar grapefruit and maybe a couple others. And that way it gives my customers opportunity to have more scents available to make more mixes.
That's smart. And then they're able to explore that. Like, it's really not just these. Like, these fragrances were picked out to match the theme, and they're great blends that we felt. But like we said, there's no wrong way of doing this. I mean, you can truly blend any of these together. So that's really smart to bring extra cartons.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Okay, so next we have our Life's a Peach. Again, another fragrance I love. I love a peach fragrance. Oh my gosh, fresh peach picked straight from the peach orchard.
Oh, this one is one of my favorites. It's such a smooth, smooth, creamy scent.
And that's what peach does to a fragrance. It makes things very creamy, and it adds a sweetness kind of like a vanilla would, but without going too cakey like vanilla can. It stays very fresh and very fruity and very creamy, like you said.
Right.
You do get that creaminess.
Right, and it's crazy that you're able to smell something and be able to describe it as a creamy scent.
And that would be how you would explain. Remember, I was talking about fragrance notes, and there's some you just can't. It's more of that feeling of it than it is an actual taste of something familiar. It's giving you that feeling of the creaminess. So, okay, we've made it to our first new fragrance, Mulberry. So fun. This is sweet, homegrown, ripe mulberry, ready for picking.
I'll get that for you.
You're so nice.
I try.
Oh my gosh. This is so bright. Like,
oh yeah, and what I really like about the mulberries, when you have those single note fragrances, they're so well to be able to use on their own, or being able to mix it with something. Like, I could see this one mixing really well with Life's a Peach.
We should do it.
Yeah,
and our blending bags. Here, I got our blending bag. What would you name it? Anyone out there have a name suggestion for just peachy and mulberry?
I don't know, Brittany, what do you think? What should we name this?
I think we should name this one Just Peachy. You're so smart.
Okay, we can keep blending in here because we got a lot more room in that blending bag. Okay, so we've made it to our next new fragrance. It's our Rainbow Sherbet, another fun one. Love the color of this fragrance. How's that blend? Now I gotta smell it again.
Okay, let me get these sprinkles mixed up a little bit.
See,
my customers are used to seeing me doing this, like just putting sprinkles in and mixing it.
They love watching you.
Oh, they do.
That smells so
Yeah.
good.
Especially because I do have customers that will want, you know, all 8 sprinkles, and so I think they really like seeing the expression on my face when I'm mixing them and then, you know, shaking up the bag just to see how it smells, and I'm like,
They're jealous. They're like,
let
okay,
me
hurry up and send that to me.
Right, pretty much. I think I'm just gonna fill this halfway because I might want to add another scent to it before it gets completely full.
You're so smart. But you do have 2 more because your batch box comes with 3, but you know, we'll save it. Okay, so our next new is our Rainbow Sherbet. This is chilled berries, lemon, and peach swirled together for a perfect summertime treat. It has such good sparkling notes to it and citrus notes. Okay, right on to another new is our shortbread cookie. This is a good old classic. Here, I got your scoop this time.
Thank you.
Buttery and sweet, a crumbly sugar-infused perfection. And how great is that picture? Truly, like, makes you think you're eating a shortbread cookie as I'm smelling this. Like, it's the perfect amount of sweetness.
Well, I know the baked cookies and cake fragrances are a huge hit with my customers, so they're definitely gonna love this one.
We are just like new after new after new. We got another new. This one's a fun one. This is our strawberry cheesecake fragrance. How yum does that sound? You guys look at that picture. I want to eat some of that cheesecake. And this is irresistible notes of cheesecake layered with a creamy vanilla pastry and hints of sugar-dusted strawberries. I literally feel like I'm eating a cheesecake.
Right.
We were talking about cheesecake yesterday. We're like, we need to go to Cheesecake Factory.
And I went there and I didn't even get any cheesecake.
You went?
Yes.
Jealous?
Totally forgot about the cheesecake.
Totally forgot why I was there. You're just gonna have to go back.
I'm gonna blame Kelly on that one.
There
we go.
So this strawberry cheesecake is our Hope fragrance and for Spring 21, and with any strawberry cheesecake fragrance, so in your jar, in your carton, or in our soak, which our soaks we're going to talk about next week, it donates 10% to our Heroes program, which is Pink Zebra's charity encouraging and supporting single mothers.
You know, I grew up with my mom being a single mom with raising me, so this is a program that means a lot to me. It would have been great having that type of a program for her growing up, and now with me being a single mom, I do. This program really is just something that's close to the heart, and whenever my customers are having a party, that's one of their main goals is to at least hit that $500 mark so we are able to continue donating that day daycare to single moms.
That's right, because not only with 10% of every fragrance, strawberry cheesecake fragrance is donated, $500 parties donate a day of daycare to a single mom. That's absolutely amazing. So next we have another new, our sweet sugar cane. Love this fragrance. This is fresh cut sugar cane sweetened with vanilla bean and hints of raw sugar.
Oh, you know what? This is going to be perfect add-on to this blending bag.
See, good thing you waited.
Yes,
Here,
I
you
know.
can have one of my scoops.
Perfect, thank you. So let's go ahead and just add those sprinkles in, mix it up. And then look how pretty all those sprinkles look together. How's that smell?
So good.
And what's awesome with these blending bags is on the back of it, you have a spot here where you're able to write, you know, whatever you want to name your sprinkle mix, and then you also can write the sprinkle scents that you added into the bag. So if you are wanting to order these sprinkles later on in the future, you know what they were.
You knew what your blend was.
Yes.
That's awesome. So that finishes up your Let's Celebrate, but now it's time to head over to our farmers market.
So our farmers market blend bash is so fun, and again, all these great fragrances, apples, lemons, and cucumbers too, homegrown and freshly picked, brought to the table just for you. So how cute is that little saying?
Love it. I love all our little blend bash
Me too.
things. They're
They're
so
cute.
fun. Okay, so let's get started, you guys. The first one we have in here is our Apple Farm fragrance. This is so yum. Sorry, I only have 2 scoops, so we're gonna all have to share. This is a blend of red, green, and golden yellow apples, crunchy and sweet. And the apple fragrances are so traditional, so great, and you really can't go wrong with them.
Okay, so this one, I don't know why, but it brings me to standing in a kitchen, looking out a window with the simmer pot next to me. But it has to be a new simmer pot. You know which one it is? It's our Rosy Rooster. You guys, this simmer pot, I know you guys are so excited about. It is so cute and so adorable. Rosy Rooster has been a simmer pot that was requested for probably about a year from a lot of consultants and customers. This ceramic was molded to look just like a fluffy rooster, but again, has all this hand-painted detail like with her feathers, and she's just so adorable. Would be great in a country chic house.
It is, but it has a little kind of like a modern like look to it at the same time. It's still so traditional with this little face. I love it.
I have one of my consultants has a farm, and she, I think, has probably 100 different animals. I'm probably exaggerating, Deb, and I'm sorry, but I know she's going to absolutely love this simmer pot for her home.
So cute.
So next fragrance we have is a new fragrance. I can smell it just standing over here. It's so good. This is our coconut frappe. Oh, yum! This is frozen mocha coffee with toasted coconut piled with sweet whipped cream. It's so yum. And just like just like our peach fragrance, coconut adds a creamy but in a tropical feeling. And if you guys remember our Irish coffee, it was new from last fall. It's returning again into spring, but we wanted to. It was a huge hit. Everyone loved it, so we wanted to bring something similar back, but with a summertime kind of twist to it. So that's your coconut frappe. Okay, on to the next new fragrance we have here is our fresh cucumber melon.
Yum.
Is everyone just freaking out there about that? Oh my gosh, such a traditional,
one of my
you
new
can't go wrong with it. This is juicy melon infused with fresh, crisp cucumber. And this was a highly requested fragrance on our private consultant Facebook page. I put out there, okay guys, like give me some fragrance, you know, that you guys are missing or you're getting high requests for, and it went insane. But this one was one that was highly requested, so definitely had to keep that in mind when I was developing. Okie dokie, our next fragrance is a returning all-time favorite, our fresh sweet strawberry. You really can't go wrong with the strawberries. Sun-kissed sweet strawberries, fresh off the vine. So delish.
And speaking of strawberries, gotta bring out a new simmer pot. This is our adorable strawberry simmer pot. How cute is that, you guys? Again, this one, the ceramic was molded so that you even can see all the little seeds on the strawberry. It's a 3-piece set, so again, you can control how much fragrance throw you get when you have the lid on, or take it off if you want more fragrance throw.
I actually want to put some of my fresh sweet strawberry in your strawberry simmer pot. And
again, so adorable. And then the lid looks just like top of a strawberry, so it's just so cute. And this one would for sure look adorable in a kitchen, even paired with the rooster.
It is cute. Okay, this one is one of Amanda's favorites, a new fragrance, our honeysuckle. And it is a charming sweet honeysuckle with fresh pear infused floral musk. And oh my gosh, I love a pear fragrance. Here, I'll pass it to you.
Thank you. I just need to dig my nose right into
So
this
was
one.
another highly requested on that Facebook post that I was telling you guys about. It has these very slight green notes to it, dewy honeysuckle, fresh pear, and pear is another one that adds a very smoothness to a fragrance, but still in a crisp way. So it's really the perfect touch to this sweet floral. There's jasmine flower in here, and then a floral musk on the bottom, which of course helps staple that fragrance and makes it last super long.
I actually just remembered why I absolutely love this scent. It brought me back to my grandparents' farm, like in the summer, getting out of the car, and that would be like the first thing I would smell is the honeysuckle. I just thought of that now. I was like, because I kept thinking this reminds me of something. And
it brought you there?
Yeah, it did.
Fragrance does that. It brings back memories.
Absolutely. And I want to remind everybody, if you don't know, of our ideas and feedback email. You can see that on the screen, ideas and feedback at pinkzebrahome.com. This is an email link that we encourage ideas, requests, absolutely anything. We get them, and we definitely keep them in mind when we're developing.
Right.
And just like here, there was already 2 that, you know, I kept in mind when I was developing spring. So definitely jot that email down and send your request. We absolutely love hearing from you guys. Okay, another new that's you've already heard about is our Morning Mint, our seasonal spotlight. I just got to smell again because I need a little pick-me-up of some fresh mint. But this is truly a fresh mint, much more subtle than our peppermint, how Brittany was talking about earlier.
Right. And for this one, I can really see us pairing it with our new Freddy Frog simmer pot. Now, Freddy Frog is not just any frog. He's a cool frog. If you look at his finish, it is so iridescent and beautiful. And even his shape, he was shaped to look just like a frog, but there's all this detail from his eyes to his legs. And he's a larger simmer pot, so it'd be great in a place like a sunroom.
Oh yeah, I can just hear everybody out there that's probably watching this right now going, oh, I need that simmer pot.
The iridescent finish just actually does it.
So pretty.
So next new is our Peruvian lime. This is such a fresh, good fragrance. I got you guys a scoop over here. This is effervescent lime juice with splashes of sugar, mandarin, and golden citrus. How great is that? I just love how fresh and crisp it is. And I want to explain something really quick. When I say something is a light fragrance, that does not mean the fragrance doesn't smell strong. It describes a fragrance of being in light concentration. So it's not heavy and deep. It's just light and airy.
Our next blend bash that we're going to go over is our beach vibes. How cute is this? Toes in the water, breeze in the air, add a fruity drink for a perfect affair. This blend bash for sure is one of my favorites because, again, who doesn't like those beachy, ocean watery smells? And it has some new fragrances in here too.
It does. So we're gonna start off with a new one. Why not? So our first fragrance is our Beach Bum, Good Times and Tan Lines. Sun-warmed notes of orange flower intermingled with sparkling ozones of golden amber. How fun of a fragrance is that? You. Oh my God.
You can't see Cal, but she's saying she wants to smell it.
She's off screen.
She's smelling with us.
I love the beach.
She does.
Like suntan lotion. That's cute.
So this is warm and fresh. This sits in our romantic and exotic category. The warm notes are a sensual scent, and the fresh notes are really a sparkling and a clean, clear scent. So next we have it's a returning from fall. Love this bright blue color. This is our fresh water, a refreshing breeze of misted rain jointed with jasmine petals, rose water, moss, and sweet musk.
Freshwater is so good. It's one of those fragrances that just makes you want to be near the water because of not just the color, but the smell as well. And I would for sure pair that one with our new blue tile simmer pot. Now this simmer pot is unique for many reasons. The first thing I want to call out is its shape. We've never had a square shaped simmer pot before, which is really cool. But then the entire thing is a decal to make it look like blue tiles, really inspired by a beautiful hotel in a place such as Greece, just really bringing that contemporary, beautiful coloring straight to this simmer pot. And then of course we had to add that orange pop color in the dish that just makes it so pretty.
I think we should go to Greece now.
We have to go to Greece.
I'll come.
I'll come. Amanda's invited to Greece with us.
Okay, moving on to our third fragrance in our Beach Vibes Blend Bash. This is a new fragrance, Himalayan Sea Salt. This is, I'm gonna pass that to you guys, a breezy marine mist of pink sea salt and ocean waves infused with smooth touches of green floral. Sorry, I got lost in the smell of the fragrance and I forgot I was talking. You smell how light and fresh that is, but you can smell a little bit of that green, and you literally get the saltiness of it.
Oh yes, this is another one of my favorites.
Oh, it smells
I
so good, and
really
how
like this.
gorgeous is that picture?
I can't wait to mix that one with fresh waters.
Ooh, that would be a good.
Here, I'll do a little. Oh, and it's a pretty color.
Good.
Oh
You want to smell the blend that you created?
You made a recipe.
Love it. Okay, next new, another always returning favorite. I love watermelon. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a juicy,
Watermelon.
sweet watermelon. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Okay, a new fragrance we have. This was inspired by a seltzer trend that kind of was up and coming in the last year or so. And we wanted to create a fragrance, and that fragrance is our Mango Passion Fruit Burst. Super bright, vibrant, yellow color. You can literally smell the sparklingness of a seltzer in this. So good. It's sparkling seltzer, burst of mango, mandarin, and passion fruit.
This one I can for sure, like, it's almost like I can taste it
Yes,
as I'm smelling it.
like on your
and that's
tingling, you're
so-
tasting, you're like, it kind of starts
It's like
tingling.
tingly, right. This one would be a great, really fun pop color to put into our Kiss Kiss Simmer Pot. Another new one. Again, we for sure took it up a notch, this catalog, with our simmer pots. This one actually is shaped like lips. How adorable is that? So cute. This one was a trend based off of pop color or pop art. So pop art is all about being bold and showing your expression. And it's just so fun, and it's that great bright color. It would look adorable on a desk like shown in the picture, even in a fun kitchen.
I love this simmer pot.
Me too. It's adorable. Ooh, it would.
Oh.
Another good idea. Great Valentine's gift if you haven't bought it yet.
And it'll be in time.
Right.
So we have another new fragrance. Couldn't have a spring summer without a pina colada coconut fragrance, right? Love this fragrance so much. This is tropical notes of island coconut swirled with chilled pineapple, frosted vanilla bean, and fruit infused rum. And when I'm smelling this fragrance, oh my gosh. Okay, you know how we were talking about how fragrance kind of comes, like, brings you back to a memory? So I have an older sister. Well, y'all know. I have an older sister that's about, I think she's like 2 or 3 years older than me, but we used to go, obviously, on family vacations. So I think I was like 9, so she's probably around 11. And we went to Mexico, and we would hang out at the pool all day, and, you know, because the parents are like,
Right.
leave us alone, we're doing this, y'all go play. So we felt really cool. We didn't have to hang with the parents, you know. So we probably drank about 10 virgin pina coladas each a day. And it was just like the coolest thing ever, because you didn't even have to pay for them. You just gave them a room number, and then they gave you
free,
drinks
right?
like all day long. And we did that for like a good 5 days straight. And when we checked out of the hotel, Tom is like, oh my God, what? We didn't realize they were charging it to the room.
Every single time.
Yeah, so long story short, we don't go back to resorts anymore. But when I smell this pina colada, I'm instantly brought, like, it just makes me smile, because I think of my sister, and me and my sister, we always are just getting in stupid trouble, you know. That's what sisters are for, though, right? Okay. So next new is our Santa Cruz Sunset. I love this fragrance. It's such a feeling fragrance and a moody fragrance. And it has weathered driftwood, salted ocean breeze combined with gentle swirls of bonfire smoke, a perfect summertime night. And when I talk about something being a feeling fragrance, it, just like the pina colada made me, it enticed a memory.
Right.
There's fragrances that give you the feeling of wanting to be in a dreamy place and just take you somewhere spectacular, and that is really what the Santa Cruz Sunset does for me.
It really does.
It's a very romantic scent.
It does. Okay, we are on to our last fragrance.
Yes.
Our tropical coral. I think the pina colada fragrance just brought me to a
Made
whole
you
nother-
happy.
Come back, Danielle. Okay. Okay, so this is our tropical coral. This is coral sands and moss, complemented with tropical mist of musk, lemon, and bright cassis. And I really love this fragrance. I do want to say that this is in our botanical gardens essence category, same essence category that honeysuckle is in, but these are in complete different, I would say, spectrums of that one essence category. So it's really interesting to see that we have so many different kinds of fragrances that still are in the same essence category. So definitely venture out. You would be so surprised like what you would like. So very, very fun. So we are done with our beach vibes. So
We're
now
on
it's
to our
time
next
for
one.
some cocktails and some mocktails. So we're
Right.
gonna just slide over this
Slide over
way.
this way.
There we go.
You go this way, go this way. So this one was inspired by a trend that we kept seeing up everywhere during quarantine.
Quarantine, which we're still in.
Right.
Okay, so this is a super fun blend bash. Like Brittany said, when everyone was home in quarantine, the beginning of it, people are just like, what do we do? I'm not saying they were just drinking, but what people were doing, where they were making these amazing mocktails that are non-alcoholic drinks, but they were just so fun and fancy. Like they were
fruity.
and fruity, and they were just like inspired by like, what are those people called that make those cool cocktails?
Baristas.
Mixologists. That's like they all felt like they were that, and they would post them on. So that's what this was inspired by. Jeff's over there, mixologist. Okay, so our first new fragrance, or our first fragrance, this isn't new. This is Amaretto Cream, creamy vanilla and golden amaretto. Such a great staple fragrance for blending. You truly can blend this one with absolutely anything. Amaretto is an Italian liqueur, and it adds an almond-like flavor and smell to a fragrance.
I'm really glad that they brought this scent back because it is a really great
Yes.
scent,
Good one.
especially if you're trying to like tone down some different scent notes. The amaretto cream is like a great mix to it.
It is. So on to our next fragrance, our Blackberry Rose. This is a new fragrance, absolutely love. Lush sugared blackberries infused with notes of rose and hints of black vanilla.
So this one is so great, and it smells so amazing. The really interesting thing with this one is that we were actually at a leaders retreat a few weekends ago, and this is one that all of our consultants got a sneak peek of, and they just loved it because it was so unique and different.
It is, and I want to touch on Rose just very, very slightly. Rose we saw when we were trending in New York about 1.5 to 2 years ago, and it was just all over the place, and we were kind of like, uh-oh. There's trends we see sometimes that we're just like, we're not really sure how this is going to go because rose really is a love-hate. A lot of people can, think it's a grandma rose, but what we did here is we added blackberries, which adds this really kind of tart berry note to it. Everybody loves a berry, and then this vanilla note to it, and really just gave this fragrance an overall kind of modern twist to it.
Right.
So it's super fun. On to another new, our Cherrylicious. Love this bright red. Oh, so yummy. This is traditional notes of ripe red cherry enhanced with sparkling citrus zest and sugar-dusted berries. How great is that fragrance? I mean, it's just truly
It's truly
a
just
cherry
cherry,
note.
right?
What I like
So-
with this scent
sorry.
is it has with the cherry, it's way different than our black cherry. This
Oh,
has
yeah.
like you can
This
really
is bright and
you can really smell those like the citrus notes in it.
Juicier.
Yeah, juicier. There, great term.
so excited for this next fragrance, and I think a lot of you out there are going to as well. Our new car leather. This is luxurious new car leather brushed with suede.
Now this one I love because we always get requests about, having unisex fragrances, and this for sure is one. I think Amanda was saying her customers, she thinks will love this as well.
Oh, and it really smells like a brand new car that has leather seats in it.
And I actually smelt the new car leather with the Cherrylicious together, and I don't know why, but it smells really, really good.
I can for sure see our new car leather going into another new simmer pot that we have, our basketball simmer pot. We have to do something for the men out there also, and this one, we know they're gonna love it. This one was shaped to resemble a basketball with the coloring as well as the black lines. It's even like a ball shape, and it's so cute.
I'm like immediately thought to I need to get that for my brother. He just moved into his own apartment. God help him. I'm just like imagining how stinky his apartment is. But no, love you, Connor. Sorry, but come on. Boys will be boys.
Boys will
but
be
he's a
boys.
huge basketball player, always has been. So this would be so adorable, manly in his apartment, and then pair it with some good air care fragrance, and then he is good to go.
I'm the same with my little brother. He plays basketball all the time, so I could definitely see this in him and his fiance's home.
Yeah. No brainer. So next we have our Orange Mango Mai Tai. This is notes of orange zest, mango, pineapple, hints of lemon, and a bit of white rum. It's so bright, and the mango makes it very, how do I say that? Like fleshy and like Yeah, it's very fleshy. I love it. And actually last week I mixed that one with sea salt and vanilla. That's not in a blend bash. It's not in this blend bash. And it was actually amazing. Sea salt and vanilla is carrying notes of sandalwoods and touches of orange. Just a very classic sky and water fragrance you can't go wrong with. Another new fragrance included in your cocktails and mocktails blend bash is our raspberry. Delicious sugar, red raspberries straight from the bush.
I really like this scent. This one smells amazing.
Again, another great single note fragrance for blending. Can't go wrong with that.
Yes, absolutely.
So moving on, this one is kind of fun, unexpected in this blend bash, and we love popping those in once in a while, but it's a great fragrance. Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is our red velvet cake pop. How fun is this picture? I absolutely love it. You see that cake pop, it's just so moist, and like that is exactly what this fragrance is like. It's rich, decadent red velvet cake pop, buttery vanilla, creamy sweet milk chocolate. Cute name, too. It is a cute name. Thank you.
I won't be able to say that name in front of my son because he'll be like, cake pop? Mom, let's go get a cake pop.
Get one.
So you're like
smell that.
having to hide this carton because it'll make him think about it.
Yep.
If he just smells it, then he won't want the cake pop.
Yep.
Okay, our last new in our cocktails and mocktails is our watermelon lemonade. Freshly squeezed watermelon, a pinch of lemon juice, mint leaves, and a refreshing lemonade. It is so good. It is the perfect amount of citrus sweet. So I gotta know what's everyone's favorites out there. Do you have a favorite fragrance or favorite blend bash so far?
Well, of course, my favorite fragrance is the honeysuckle.
right,
and
right.
I would have to say, I think my favorite blend bash is probably the farm to market.
Really?
It is.
Well, that's because your honeysuckle's in
It
there.
is.
Okay, well, we're on to our last and final blend bash. This blend bash is definitely a favorite around the office.
This one is definitely my favorite blend bash. Welcome to our spring cleaning blend bash. Open the window and feel the fresh air. Clean spaces create happy faces. That is just the cutest little saying. I love all of our sayings, but for sure.
They were
I love
fun
this
when we
one.
were writing them. Me and
Right,
Brittany
we
were
had
sitting
fun.
together. We're now like a little storyteller, rhymer person.
We are.
Okay, let's get started. Our first fragrance, of course, is Clean.
Gotta have your clean in there.
Oh my gosh, it smells so good. This is Fresh Laundry Clean Cotton, touched with light, airy notes of bergamot and powdery musk. This blend bash would not be spring cleaning without clean, right? Oh, it smells so good.
Good.
Like you don't even have to clean.
Right.
Just put that in a simmer pot.
Just put in a pot.
You're done.
It's like you clean.
Second fragrance in here is Energy. This is a returning fragrance from fall. I love how bright this fragrance is. It's in your wellness category, and it is bright fruits, water lilies, melon blossom, and sugar cane.
I love this color. I'm actually gonna put it in one of our new simmer pots. I think our last new simmer pot, which we're super excited about. This is our modern face simmer pot. It's really clean and sophisticated and very chic. It features all the embossing of this cute little girl on there with her glasses and her cute little pink lips, and this would be adorable in a office. How cute.
Yes, absolutely.
Next, we have our Everyday Pine. I love a pine fragrance, and I think a lot of people out there love pine fragrance, which is why we were so excited to bring up pine that could be all year long. So our Aspen Pine is a top seller in our fall, and with this pine, we added a little bit of eucalyptus, so it's much fresher and not so deep. So excited about this next fragrance. I think tons of people already in the office, as we've had this set up, are coming light. Floral and green apple wrapped in a calming beach breeze. I think we truly took three favorite fragrance notes and just kind of combined it into one.
Right. I love how you can smell the apple, but it's not overwhelmingly apple.
Okay, guys, this is the one I'm probably the most excited about. Our Juicy Orange Air Care. Can't go wrong with the Air Care and it's orange. Come on, right? This is orange combined with sun-warmed neroli and lemon leaves. So our Air Care line is Pink Zebra's odor neutralizing fragrance line, and the fragrance includes a technology that releases not only this beautiful fragrance, but molecules that capture this unwanted odor. So air care is incredible. It covers the smells of so many different things.
Oh yes, like my customers love our air care line because it will, cover those smells because
Right.
it neutralizes the air. They'll use it in their diaper genies, their litter box, their dog beds. I mean, you could even like spray your husband's stinky shoes or
Ooh,
your
good
kid's
idea.
stinky gym bags.
So smart. And so we have 3 fragrances in our air care line. Our new juicy orange air care, and then you have your original air care plus, and then our lavender air care, which is in this blend batch, and we'll go over in a sec. This next new, Brittany's like, give me. She
It's
loves
my
this
favorite. I'm
fragrance.
just gonna steal this scoop from you.
This is our Laundry Fresh fragrance, and oh my gosh, it is absolutely fabulous. Fabric softener and refreshing notes of mineral springs and soft, clean florals. It's much different than our clean fragrance, but if you liked our clean fragrance, you're gonna absolutely love this Laundry Fresh. Okay, on to that lavender air care I was just talking about. This is another one. This is another part of our. Oh, it smells so good. I love this fragrance. There's something so relaxing about it. This is part of our air care line that I was telling you with these really light floral notes. It's not super lavender. You were talking about how smooth it is, and I just truly think that like you do get a smoothness in this lavender.
It is a smooth lavender scent and not like super in your face.
Yeah, and it's much different than our relaxed lavender, which still is amazing. It's completely 2 different fragrances. Okay, where are we?
Last one.
Last but not, oh wow. I saved the
the best.
best for last. I didn't even mean to. Our mahogany wood. Oh my gosh, you guys. This is a sophisticated blend of aromatic teak wood and smooth mahogany wrapped in an earthy patchouli. And guys, this fragrance is everything. It's a perfect standalone, great in blending. You truly can't go wrong. Again, a great unisex fragrance.
I love that we brought a scent that had a patchouli note to it. It's
Yeah,
so good.
So nice.
So great. So I think we did it, you guys. We have so many fragrances to choose from, whether you like fun and fruity fragrances or sultry. I think we truly have something for everyone. We're going to scoot over so we can all fit on camera to talk to you guys. But the one thing I want to mention is that we do have some returning fragrances in the catalog as well. We didn't go over everything. We only went over our blend batches, so be sure to go to your catalog to look at all the ones that we have. And then thank you for joining us.
Yes. You guys did awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Great job,
Thank you for
guys.
your help, Katie and
Fantastic.
Amanda.
Great job.
Great fragrances, everyone. Hey, we don't want you to forget, next Friday at 6 p.m. we're going to our house, actually, and we're going to talk about Super Clean, and we're going to talk about soaks, and just that soaks. So you're not going to want to miss that. And that's it, right?
Wait, that's not it.
Oh, that's not it.
Not it. So at 5 p.m., so we're at 3 p.m. Central, in 2 hours at 5 p.m., the catalog will be live for all customers everywhere, not just the people that paid for Rally. I know that we're seeing lots of orders right now for all you and you guys that paid for Rally, as well as all your customers. The website's working great.
Yay.
Everything's working great, so everybody's excited. And I think everybody did a fantastic job.
That's right.
Good job.
Thanks to the IT and
Yeah.
the
All
camera
the guys
crew
behind the
and
scenes.
Ashley and
Yeah.
Patty, the whole group.
Yeah. Thanks.
Bye.